Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to the Broncos Buzz on the MHRT network, as well as our own channel, Broncos Buzz on YouTube. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, our comments, along with your comments in the chat. We are Broncos Buzz. My co-host, KONA Spence. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, Spence, how was your week? Don't talk about the draft last night. We'll get into that, but how was your week so far?
It was good. I actually got caught up on work for the first time in a long time. It feels good. How was your work week this week?
Not bad, not bad. Golf course is packed as always. Well, even more so as we get into the nicer weather and summer. But yeah, we're averaging like around 150, 160. It's been crazy, but it's been
nice.
Good. Time goes by fast. It's been fantastic. Had the granddaughter over the last couple of nights, Tuesday and the Wednesday. It was great. It was absolutely great, man. Had a good time. She's a fun kid, man. She's 8 years old and she's just having fun. Grandson wanted to stay with his friends. He's 13, but hey, he's growing up fast. So what can I say, man? What can I say?
Amen.
Before we get going, just to let you guys know, the draft round 2 is taking place as we speak. Let me turn this down a bit.
Yep.
We will be interrupting the show periodically, especially when the Broncos take. I almost said when the Broncos take the field. When the Broncos pick is due, they're picking 51. Right now, they're at 44 with Dallas. So from time to time, we will definitely interrupt the show for that. What were you going to say, Spence?
I was going to say, and if you want us to talk about your team, I know Jack's going to pop in and talk about his Raiders. Nice pick.
No.
Good, great. No, you know what? They may be our arch enemy, but you respect them.
It was a great pick. I wanted to be a Denver pick. That's what I wanted.
I did too, but there was no way he was going to make it to 20. Come on, no way.
Well, I know that. I just was hoping Denver would move up, but they would have to mortgage the farm to get him.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the first round, so you gotta do what the Broncos did to get that bad guy who quarterbacked us for 2 or 3 years. You know, you got to give up that package. I think the Broncos learned their lesson not to do that package.
Who was some guy
Who
named...
was that guy? I don't remember.
Was it something?
Robert? Ronald? I don't know.
Well, pretty close to that other guy in Aaron Rodgers. Boy, that guy's a pretty, but I'm not even going down that road.
Hey, speaking of Robert, I think we got our first guy in the chat. Nice.
My nephew, Bobby, says, starting my weekend off right with Broncos Buzz. Love it, man. He says, caught up on work. Isn't this your work? Well, yes. Wow. I don't look at this as work. I really don't, Bobby. I mean, to me, this is fun. This is the way to end the week. I know I work tomorrow, but the first 3 days of my work, quote, week of 4 days is done. I get to enjoy a Friday night with my co-host Spence, and it's fantastic, man. Clayton Huron is in the chat. He says, hey, guys. I say, hey, what is up? He says, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. And Madungus chimes in and says, Broncos picking 7 and 7 more picks. Yes. We know that. We're gonna touch on that. Madungus, we're gonna interrupt the show to announce who we got, talk about that for a little bit, and then go right back to the show. So okay. Haran says thoughts on the pick. We're gonna save that for the very last topic, but since you asked, and I don't know if you're gonna be here for the duration, so go ahead, Spence, real quick. We'll do an overfly or a flyover, I should say, of the Broncos pick last night. Like, dislike, kind of don't really know yet, or what?
No, first of all, I'm going to say I was pleasantly shocked. I think going defensively up, and Dad is on the show, so we got to say hi to Jay. Hi, Dad. Hope you're doing well. Look,
hello, Mr. Spence.
That's Jay. You can say Jay. That's fine.
All right.
No, the Broncos went for the best available. I mean, to have To have Jadi, if I'm saying it right, Jadi,
Uh-huh.
sitting there at 20.
Baron, yeah.
You have other options that are necessary to fill gaps in the team, but when you have a quality player that was probably the number one cornerback on everybody's board, you got to take that opportunity to fill an additional need. He is PS2 junior, plays like him. Exactly. Because
what
now
Clayton
what
Huron
you
said.
can do is you could possibly take Moss or I forget the other cornerback and maybe move them to safety, or when you go to
just move them.
or just move them, or one of them could move up to be a linebacker, possibly in third down situations, and guard running backs coming out of the backfield, which we struggled with. So let's see, who did Dallas took? Oh, I'm not even
an edge rusher.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce Donovan's last name. So,
Yeah.
but
I'm going to push back my thoughts about the cornerback Baron that the Denver chose in their first round. I'm going to save that for the very last topic because that's where we have it slated. So I will definitely get into my thoughts then. So if you guys are interested in what I think about it, stay tuned for the entire show. All right.
But I'm just going to say this quickly.
Huh?
Who are the teams above us that we have to beat? Baltimore, passing offense.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Bills, passing offense.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City, passing offense.
But we don't play. But we don't play Buffalo. Do we play Buffalo this year?
No, we don't play. Dad, you just called. If you want to be on the show, call back. That's fine.
Yeah, we don't. But we play Philadelphia. That's tough. Play Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is more of a run first team.
True.
Their run sets up the pass.
True.
So,
but we have to play our own division. We know the heck out of Kansas City loves to pass, and so do the freaking Chargers.
All right, Colts pick is in, and after a big
Ohio State edge rusher JT Tuimoloau.
Okay.
Tuimoloau.
I mean, Ohio State, I believe that is player number 7 that's come off the board for Ohio State in just 45 picks. I mean, 2 running backs who just went.
Mm-hmm.
So how good was Ohio State?
Yeah, well, obviously they produce a lot of good players because they're being drafted left and right, like you said. No doubt. Okay. I got to get into this topic.
Oh, yes.
I want to get into this prior to the Bronco pick. This is a former Bronco player. This one's very difficult to bring. Extremely difficult for me to bring in a lot of ways. But the number one reason why it's difficult is this guy was very instrumental in the Broncos winning Super Bowl 32. He was also instrumental in the Broncos getting to and winning Super Bowl 33. He was also instrumental in the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. He's on the Broncos Ring of Fame. He wore number 84. That's who I'm talking about, guys. This week's, and I got to do it, man. I hate to do it, but here we go. Huh?
He's the king of it now.
Yeah. This week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right, deep breath because I'm going to get into this. Here we go. Former Broncos Super Bowl champion and Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe has been accused of sexual assault by not one, but 2 women. Sharpe has stepped away from ESPN where he is currently employed. I hope they can him big time. I hope he learns his lesson. I hope he absolutely, and I know, guys, I mentioned to you before, this is one of my favorite Broncos of all time. The catch he made against Pittsburgh with the ball on his shoulder. When John always said, called the play, and Shannon Sharpe says, we don't have that in the playbook. He says to make something happen. And he did. The Broncos won the game, went on to the Super Bowl, and beat the Green Bay Packers. Okay? This guy is legendary in Colorado, Denver football. And now he's on the wrong side of the law. That angers me. The reason why it angers me is he's 56 years old. He's not a kid. He's not 21. He's not 22. He's not millions of dollars and doesn't know what to do with it. This is Shannon freaking Sharp. Does he not have game? Does he have to go out there and be brutal to these women? I'm not going to get into these specifics because if you guys want to know about it, you could go look it up on Google or YouTube, wherever. I'm not getting into the specific. It's very graphic, and I'm not going down that road. But what I am going to say is this. Shannon Sharp, I thought you were better than this. I thought you were more respectful of this. I thought you were respectful of women. Sure, you made jokes on the side like, hey, Mr. President, call off the National Guard. We are killing the Patriots. Yeah, that's hilarious. But one thing I will say is brutally assaulting and hurting a female and threatening her is not okay. That's not funny. It's not okay. And I hope you pay dearly. I love you, Shannon Sharp, on the Broncos and what you did between the white lines. But outside of that, I have zero respect for you anymore. I've lost all respect for you. Does this hurt me? Yes, because I thought you were better than this. I thought you were better than this, but you're not. And what you have done, and these women, and it's not been proven yet, but when you walk away from ESPN and you offer one of the women $10 million to keep your freaking mouth shut, you're guilty. You're guilty of something. And it's not just petty stuff. This could be criminal, my friend. Or excuse me, my former friend. This could be criminal. You are walking a very thin line. And I hate to say it, but the line that you're walking is cracking. Shannon, I thought you were better than this. And now I know that I will never buy a Shannon Sharp jersey ever. I'm done. I'm done with you. Take over, Spence. I'm done.
No, and you know, I talked about this, and for all the young people, you're going to go through it. Everybody gets to a level that you think you're invincible, that you can do anything you want, that there's going to be no harm, no repercussion, nothing. You can do and say whatever you can. Shannon Sharp, you would think at the age of 56, I'm 56, would have learned that lesson. He still has not. He has got some very serious civic litigation coming. Very serious. Criminal, I'm telling you right now, there's two right now. There's a third being interviewed according to a resource that I've looked. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be many more. He is in some very serious trouble. To the Walton family, follow this, and I'm going to go out on this stem. If he gets convicted of something criminally, Ring of Fame, gone. That is not reflective of the Bronco esteem or anything like that. Wow. I'm telling you guys who are young, and you're going to get to this level that you are top of the world. You have everything. People are going to come after you. People are going to come and try to tempt you. How do you react? Shannon Sharp got tempted. He got played, and the real attitude and real behavior of him came out. I used to watch his show on Fox when he was getting in these debates and back and forth. I got sick and tired of the arrogant attitude and went somewhere else. Arrogance is going to kill you. It helps you get somewhere if you've got the backing, but arrogance, when you get to the top of the food chain, only one way to go, down. And I'm telling you right now, Shannon Sharp is going to go down into a deep hole that you just wish he will come out of it, but it's not going to end well. And when I read that story that he offered one of the ladies $10 million, right there, that's done. He's done. And it's
let me ask you, do you put him in the same category as Deshaun Watson or worse? Because Deshaun Watson was an absolute disgrace, but yet Cleveland took a chance on him. Not that
You
Shannon
wanna
Sharp's
know
coming back in
something?
the NFL, but
I can't do that right now because you can't measure the both on the same
true.
level.
They're too different. Yeah.
They're too different. Deshaun Watson is going to have to carry this burden for a very long time.
Mhm.
Shannon Sharp, this is going to be his downfall. He is done with football. He is done with ESPN. I work in contract management, and I can tell you right now, lawyers for ESPN are looking at his contract, and they're looking for the liability. They're looking for the behavior. They're looking at all the language, how to get out of this contract, because you don't want a news report to come out. ESPN on-air commentator Shannon Sharp was arrested today.
Yeah.
How do you think ESPN's going to think about that?
Yeah. I just when that came across, I kept reading different ones that my nephew Bobby was sending me, and just utter to me, it was utter shock, because I never thought, I mean, you see guys on the field, you see how they act and stuff like that, and you're just like, man, this guy's great, whatever. And then you find out the dark side. And when you find out the dark side, it just tarnishes. It just tarnishes everything he did. I mean, it really does. And it's just, I mean, people say, I've had so many people blow up my phone saying it's not proven, it's not factual yet. Blah. Hey, when you walk away from your job and you're offering $10 million to keep a person's mouth shut,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never offered any money to anybody to keep their mouth shut. I don't need to.
You know what?
I ain't got
I'll tell you right now,
stuff.
if Shannon Sharp came out and admitted he did this before offering the 10 million, it might go a lot easier. What do we train our children? You tell the truth, because the lie makes things much worse.
Oh yeah. And my nephew Bobby says he's in total disbelief. I totally agree. Speaking of my nephew Bobby, we have a second. That's right, guys. A second jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
Bring it on.
Reason why I mentioned Bobby, because this is one of the players of his favorite team, former player from his favorite team, former Viking star running back Adrian Peterson was arrested on DWI charges after attending the Vikings draft party last night. He was arrested and booked in county jail at 5:15 in the morning today. He remains in custody. No bail has been set that I read. This is from the Minnesota Star News. Can you be okay? Adrian. Hello.
McFly.
Adrian, let me ask you a question. I don't make the kind of money you did in the NFL. I don't make anywhere near that amount of money you make in the NFL. But I have smarter brain now. I know maybe you took a lot of headshots with running back being hit. Maybe your brain cells just don't generate like they're supposed to. But you call somebody. You call Uber. You call Lyft. You call a taxi. You call a freaking limo. I know you got money for that. So you don't go driving. Again, these people think, like you said, Spence, they think they're invincible. They think that they're freaking, you know what, doesn't stink. Well, you know who I am. Not that he said that, but I'm just saying. Shannon Sharp does not have any game. He has to go out and abuse women. Adrian Peterson doesn't have any sense. He goes out and drives and gets a DUI. Now, he's got a record. Are you kidding me? Are these guys, let me ask you, Spence, and anybody in the chat, are these guys that stupid, or do they not have any direction from their not attorney, from their agent? Did they not get direction from their freaking parents or their coaches when they were? These coaches tell them, hey, don't go out there and do this. Don't go out there and do that. Don't go here late at night. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? Do they not listen? Are these guys
it's
this freaking stupid?
It's the level of invincibility. Everybody, hey, you've done it. I've done it. Back in our 20s, sorry, Dad, I probably did do it 1 or 2 times, and yeah, I'm in trouble now. So, but
but
now,
nice to have you on the show, Spence. We'll talk to you later.
But now, I know my limit. I know that if I'm going out, I'm going to drink no more than 3, 4.2 or less beers. That's it. I'm going to hydrate with water, with food. I don't drink hard alcohol. I know my limit. When I go play volleyball on Thursday nights with all my buddies, I have my 2 beers. That's it. Because I know I got to drive home. I'm responsible. And plus, there's other stupid idiots on the road who are going, one of them.
Not only that, but think about it. Adrian Peterson is pretty well known. I mean, not by name, but I mean by face. People know what he looks like. People know what Shannon Sharp looks like. People know what Terrell Davis. I mean, these, Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? When you see those kind of people, you know who they are. So a lot of these guys get targeted. A lot of these guys, there's people out there that are looking to rob them or do whatever. I'm not saying that happened in this situation, but even then, why take chances? I mean, all somebody has to do is say, hey, dude, hey, call up the cop. Hey, Adrian Peterson's driving. I just saw him get in his car and he's staggering. He's in his car and he's driving. People like doing that. They'll set you up. I don't understand. But like you said, they think they're invincible, but good heavens, man.
Hey, I'm at a little party. Nothing's going to happen. All I have to do is drive a mile home. That's fine. No, it's not. It's still not. No. Okay. I mean, to my young audience here, think about your family. Think about everybody else on the road before you make that decision, and understand your limits.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, going back to the
we got a lot of chat to catch up with.
Yeah, Robert Marino, Bobby says, when it's multiple people talking about Shannon Sharp, when it's multiple people saying the same thing, chances are it's true. Very, very accurate. Very accurate. Big E Bronco said, "What's up, Bill?" I said, "What's up, Big E? What's happening?"
Hey, Rudy's apologizing. What's this about?
Okay, on the neighborhood, a while back, he was in the neighborhood and he made some crazy comments. He was talking about stuff, so he just apologizing to Mike for. He was just apologizing to Mike for making some comments, which is he calls his twin brother, for his alter ego. But yeah, that's basically what it is. So,
okay,
no big deal. All right. So we are done with. So let's back out of the Jackass of the Week, double Jackass of the Week. First and foremost, I mean, as bad as DWI is, that's pretty bad. But when you abuse women and things like that, that's even worse. All right, we'll be right back.
You suck, you jackass.
All right. Now, going from that to a sad goodbye. Oh. This is no, it's not quite that one. Oh, this is the former Bears legend. Steve McMichael passed away at the age of 67 following a fight with ALS. What a devastating disease. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the words of ALS, but it is very debilitating and very there's just no cure. McMichael's sister Sharon had this to say, and I quote, "My brother was moved to hospice care facility where he passed. In heaven, he'll join our mom, dad, and granny, where he'll talk nonstop for a month." End quote. There you go. What great words to say that. Obviously, she adored her brother, and he was just a talker and just loved to talk and stuff. So that's great. I'm glad that he's not suffering anymore. I know it's a loss to the Bears family. They'll probably have a patch or some type of thing on their helmet or their jersey in memory of him. 67 years old, guys. I'm 66. That definitely hits home, the age wise. Like I said, I don't know the ramifications or what ALS or how ALS affects the body, but I know it's non-curable. And heart goes out to McMichael family. Thoughts and prayers go out to the Bears organization and all of those that played with him, played against him. Like I said before, guys, it's a fraternity. And when someone passes away, it hits home. So there you go.
You want to know something? Just a side note, quick. You know, to the McMichaels family, I'm sad. You know, he was a great player. Took a lot of head collisions being part of that 85 Bears run, but wish him all the best. Now to the draft. I wanted this guy, this Demetrius Knight, who Cincinnati just took, linebacker, because he was a great coverage linebacker. I was hoping he was going to be the Broncos pick.
I want a wide receiver running back.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see. We got Seattle, who's up here at 50, and then the
Denver.
Broncos are at 51.
Yep. Rudy, where'd you go, man? He goes, bye, Bill. Where'd you go? You left?
Did we not talk enough about the Raiders and the great 6th round draft pick?
Oh, man, that 6th round.
Six overall. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that was yeah, I wanted that running back so bad, man. I knew he wasn't going to fall to 20.
Yeah.
But... Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Says KONA beer's awesome, Spence. He's drinking. He told me he was drinking Big Wave.
Hey, you know what, Rudy? I've drank so many beers, and now going to our commercial segment. This is one of the best tasting beers I love that doesn't have any of that junk that Anheuser-Busch puts into it. You know, I used to love 805s until Anheuser-Busch do it. So get your KONA Big Waves or longboards at your local supermarket. Ralph's has the best special on them.
Brought to you by KONA beer. We're not sponsored by them, but we probably should be.
We hopefully will one day.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully. No, I agree. I mean, I've had KONA. I've had the longboard. The longboard I really like.
Yeah, the longboard has more alcohol content, has a bigger kick. That's one of those I'll do one or two.
Too.
But if you're like just casual, whoa, Rudy, no, no way, zero. They use all the worst products in the world. 805 beer used to be one of the best until Budweiser got it and put all this cornstarch in it, put all this corn syrup, all this crap. Budweiser is my jackass of the week and year and millennium and century. Sorry, you gotta tap.
Oh man.
Oh, Robert. Good question by Robert.
All right. Robert Marino says, what happened to Shedeur Sanders? Is he not that good?
I'm going to answer that. He is a lot of hype. When he was at Jackson State, he was tearing it up, but he got to Colorado and they kind of covered up some of the statistics. His passing percentage, balls over 20 yards. Oh no.
Yo.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Hey, where's your drink? You got to have drink in hand for the Broncos Buzz.
Mountain Dew will give you a big buzz. That'll give you a big buzz. Hey, how much? By the way, Mike, how much caffeine is in a Mountain Dew? That's got to be a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Just curious.
It doesn't say.
Oh, it's got to.
Oh, caffeine content, 91 milligrams.
Holy cow! How much is in a cup of coffee?
Well, no,
I don't drink coffee.
No,
you don't drink any coffee?
No.
Wow.
Hold it. 91 milligrams. How many ounces is the drink? 18?
20.
Oh, wow. Most Cokes have about, okay.
That's why I've cut down to one a week.
One a week?
This is my one.
Didn't you have any on the neighborhood on?
No, I was drinking Powerade last night.
Oh, speaking of
Time out,
neighborhood,
time
just to let you know, I'm good to go tomorrow night if you want to do it. Avalanche.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, we're not doing the draft? Okay, yeah, I got you.
Okay, Biggie Bronco, is this confirmed that they just made a trade with Carolina? I don't see anything or haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
I don't
they did.
Huh?
They did. Denver and Carolina traded.
For who? I
Well-
mean, for what pick is Denver getting now?
I don't know, but that means I'm going to dip out until Denver's picking again. I got some other stuff I got to do. I'll be right back.
All right.
Come back.
Sayonara.
See ya.
Freaking guy.
What are you on? Are you on ESPN or the NFL Network?
ESPN 2.
Okay, I'm on ESPN too. So I guess the NFL Network is announced. Broncos are going to announce it here.
They'll announce it. I'm not worried about it.
Okay, but
Um,
that's interesting that the Broncos, Carolina. So I guess Carolina's no, they wouldn't go after Sanders. I
Who's
know there was
Carolina's
a
quarterback?
question earlier about Sanders. Honestly, I would not waste a pick on him. I think he's going to be a flop. He's a lot of hype. And just look at the opponents Colorado played where he had some of his best games. Sub 500 team. When he got to the 500 and above teams.
Thanks, Biggie. We look forward to seeing you again, man. Absolutely. Thanks.
Amen. Okay. They're showing Carolina is on the clock right now, and they haven't announced the Bronco trade. Be interesting.
Well, they will now because the pick is in for the Panthers.
All right. Well, so we're waiting.
So that means Denver dropped back to where? Because
Well, Carolina was higher up in the draft order, so Broncos. Well, they'll find out here.
Well, Carolina's picking where Denver was going to pick on 51. So
They're not going quarterback.
you don't think so?
They can't. No, they've got. Oh, here we. It'd be interesting to see who Carolina goes for. I mean, are they going for a running back?
Let's see. Here we go. They just said the. Here we go. Nick Scorton, edge rusher, Texas A&M. Boy, a lot of edge rushers. A lot of edge rushers are going, man.
I want to see where did the Broncos move to?
I don't know.
Clayton's saying 57.
Wow.
Okay, so they moved down a few picks, but it's almost like
They dropped 6 picks.
I'm switching over to the NFL Network.
Yeah, I will too. So I'm wondering if where's the NFL Network? There we go. I'm wondering if Denver picked up not just dropping down to 57 or wherever, but if they picked up like a second round, a third round or fourth round or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you and I have discussed this offline.
Oh, yeah, it shows right there, Denver. So we got 52, 3, 4, 5, 6, 57. Right after the Chicago Bears and 2 spots after the freaking LA Wagoners. Chargers.
You mean your hidden favorite team?
Yeah, my favorite team to hate. That's for sure. Got that right.
Hey,
right.
Well, we can't say that too loud because my son is a Chargers fan. So
That's true. That's true. I know you. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Just like I gotta be a Padre. I gotta love the Padres as my second favorite team because my nephew Bobby's a Bronco. Padre fan. So is my son and grandson. So there you go. All right, now going on to another sad note. This is really sad.
Oh,
but in a way, I love one aspect of it. The other, not so much. Here we go. Steelers first round pick Derek Harmon informed the Steelers after he was drafted that his mom was on life support and he was headed to the hospital to see her. Shortly after arriving, he told her he was drafted. She passed away shortly after he shared that news with her. She passed away from complications of a stroke she had in previous years. Harmon said of his mom, and I quote, "She was my total inspiration," end quote. The reason why I say I like part of it is I love the fact that he was able to tell her that he was drafted. I don't know if you guys out there know this, but in that article, he said that she went out of her way to make his dream come true. She went out of her way to tell him, you got to go to the college that best fits you and where you want to be in your future. He moved 2,000 miles away to attend college. She supported him 100%. She was behind him in everything he did. His final words to her, "Mom, I was drafted." How awesome is that? But how awesome that he was able to share that with her, knowing full well the sacrifices she made so his dream could come true. I wish him all the best. I absolutely wish him all the best in Pittsburgh. I really do. What a heartwarming story in a very, very heartbreaking situation. My heart goes out to Harmon, his entire family, but what a tremendous honor he had to be there at her side at her passing, and yet she knew he was drafted. What do you got to say, Spence?
You know, it's very heartbreaking. I kind of equate it to this. My wife's mom was not doing too well, and she was fighting, and one of the last things she said is, "I want to see Spencer talk to Spencer." So I went and I talked to her when she was in a not a good place, and I basically made a promise to her. I said, "It is okay, you can go. I will take care of your daughter. I promise you." I told her that night. A few hours later, she passed away.
Wow.
You know what? This mom, Harmon, is going to be one of my favorite players. I want him to win Rookie of the Year. The NFL, the world is rooting for him, and to his mom, she stayed here and fought for him to get his dream. And he made his dream, and she moved on to a better place knowing that her son reached his goal. And as parents, that's what we want out of life. We want our kids to reach their goal, to reach their pinnacle, to reach their utmost potential.
Yeah.
And she had a full and complete life. And when it's my time to go there, knowing that my kids are in a great and better place for my family's future and our future, and the name Smith and the name Spencer and my kid's name, I want to know they're in a better place and that I can move on. My heart goes out, but you want to know something? If there's the right way to go, that's the right way to go.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? Part of me thinks and feels, well, part of me knows that there's no way she was in the hospital the last minute.
No, she wasn't.
She had been there for, I would say, probably days or whatever. He probably, I'm not putting words in his mouth, so don't think that this is what is accurate. I'm just saying this is how I think it went. He probably went to his mom and said, "Mom, draft is coming up. I need to be here with you." She probably said, "No, son, you've got to do this for you. You got to be there. I want you to be there. Okay, I'm going to be okay. I know where I'm going. I need you to be there. This is your dream." That's how I envision it happen. And then when he was drafted, he immediately notified the Steelers and went directly to the hospital, where he was able to deliver the news to her that he had been drafted, and then she passed away shortly after. I mean, you're right, Spence. You got to root for this guy. I mean, America. This is a human touching story. And you gotta feel from him. You know he's going to play the season with heart. You know he's going to play it with inspiration. You know he's going to play it with his mom's memory in his head. You know he's going to. And I just think it's fantastic that he had that opportunity. Yes, it's a sad situation that she passed away. I get that. But it was a good thing that he was there, a positive thing that he was there. And once she knew that he was drafted, she was able to say, okay, I can go now. And that's just so awesome. Like you said.
That's it. And you know what? He is going to the best team possible. If there was any team in the NFL that was probably very family oriented.
Oh yeah.
And it's the Steelers. You could hate, I could hate the Steelers. They hate the yellow towels, hate the steel curtain, but you respect the hell out of them because of the culture that Mike Tomlinson has created, that ownership has created. He is going to the best environment to thrive. And I think
they'll support him. Yeah, they'll support him big time. Absolutely will support him big time. You know, there's no doubt in my mind about that. Robert Marino says it's kind of like Obama's grandmother died on the eve of his historic election. Very same thing, you know. A lot of parents do that. They will hang on until something happens. Like my dad, just real quick, my dad passed away on December 26th in 2003, December 26th, day after Christmas. And he was in hospice. Was it before Thanksgiving or right after? But anyways, he was in a hospital and then went to hospice. But I asked him, I said, Dad, we can't have Christmas. We can't have, you know, I got to be there with you. We can't have Christmas, you know, with you're not there. His answer was no. You continue to live your life. You continue to be there for your wife. You continue to be there for your son. You continue to live your life. Okay. I am not, and this is his exact words. I am not going to stand in the way of you celebrating Christmas. I'm not going to do it. I'm okay. I'm at peace with it. I'm fine. 5:30 the next morning, he passed away. December 26th.
You know, and you're a parent too. As a parent, we want the best for our kids. We want to put, no matter what we have to go through, we want to put our kids in a better situation. I mean, sure. I'm feeling both sides of it. I've got my parents who are in Colorado. They're happy. They're enjoying life right now. I've got my kids who are out in the backyard. I can hear a ball that just hit one of the windows right now. Thank God the window didn't break. You know, it's, and I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. I mean, I'm being a dad and I'm being a kid and I'm dad, a kid, a dad, a kid,
a husband,
a hostage. I mean, husband. Hey, I learned two valuable things.
Remember, your parents are watching.
Oh yes, I know. When you get engaged, you're not a fiance, you're a financier. When you get married, you're not a husband, you're a hostage.
Wow. I don't think I can repeat those to my wife, though, however. Just saying. She's like, oh, really? So you feel like you're a hostage? Okay, no. I won't. No.
And my wife comes back and says, oh, we're happily miserable. Married.
But Douglas chimes in, I just made them time our kids. I just made them so they could take care of me later. Whoa.
Yeah. No. Whoa. You know what they're going to do? They're going to be out partying and doing everything else. And they're going to be like, oh, Dad, you could take care of yourself. I mean, I'm dealing with sciatica right now, and I need help lifting stuff around. I was like, my son, Aiden, he's 5'4", he's 115 pounds. I'm like, Aiden, can you help me this? No, Dad, I got to go play my video game. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, there are two people who are laughing at that story. My mom and dad. They're like, yeah. We remember you.
Yep.
We remember when you did that too, and you were like, "Oh, Dad, I'm playing my Atari game right now. I can't help you."
Yeah. Oh, I overlooked. D-Rock gave you a shout out. Said, "Sup, Spence."
Sup, D-Rock.
So there you go, D-Rock in the house.
What's
All
your
right.
drink of choice tonight, D-Rog?
What was that in Mountain Dew again? 70 something, 90 something?
91 milligrams of caffeine per. That's.
All right. Hold on.
I think
Let
Coke
me look
and
up-
Diet Coke are like.
Let me look up something real quick. How much caffeine in a cup of coffee? Holy crap. 1 cup of coffee, 8 ounces is 95 milligrams of caffeine?
How about this? A Coke has 32 milligrams per 12 ounces.
So that 32 is not bad.
32 is not bad.
I did not know a cup of coffee had 95 milligrams. No wonder I like it.
Yeah. Rudy, yes. Rudy, yes. Yeah.
Instant heart
Instant
attack.
heart attack.
Okay, let me ask you this. And again, guys, the show goes all different directions. So
Amen.
So we're rolling with it. Why do you think coffee? I could drink a cup of coffee and not get jittery, but if I drink a Mountain Dew, oh my gosh, dude, I'm like, and yet it's got less caffeine. Do you think it's because of the effervescence, like streamlines it into your bloodstream, or what?
I don't know. I hate coffee. Give me a green
What?
tea. I
You
hate
don't
coffee.
like coffee?
No, it sucks. It's horrible. You want to know something? When I
Hey,
used to
Mike, can I get somebody else to co-host the show, please?
Hey,
I mean-
I'm a tea drinker. I drink
You're a
tea.
what drinker?
Tea.
Oh, I
like
thought you-
Chinese
oh.
herbal teas.
I thought I heard something else. Okay.
Well, what is it that selective hearing you have again?
Possibly. Anyways, okay, so you like green tea, or do you like, or are you like the British go, I'm just a dash of cup of tea.
No, we have to do it right with the thing, with the pinky thing. No, you know what? I'm a tea drinker, no caffeine.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
All right. Wow.
Hey, Dylan. Good to have
Dylan, Dylan, love you, man. Love you for being on the show. Thanks so much for being in the chat. Says, hey, chart. I think you spelled Broncos wrong. Bill and Mike and Spence. All right. Thanks, Dylan. Really do appreciate it. No problem. I can take it like water off a duck's back. It's all good. It's all good.
By
man.
the way, as a mysterious Charger fan, what do you think about their pick here of Trey Harris, the wide receiver?
Who?
The Chargers.
Oh, they already picked? That's Chicago.
Chicago's
man.
pick coming in. So here
Man,
comes Mike.
you're back
because
in
we're
again?
back.
Yeah, the Bears pick is in, so Denver's next. I just went to a commercial though.
Denver
All right.
ain't next. It says Baltimore. It says Detroit, Vegas, Baltimore.
Dude, they
Denver.
traded back again.
That's what I
What?
just said. They traded back again. I told you they're not up until after
Activated.
Baltimore.
What? Hey, Madungus, what do you want? Oh my God!
He already left.
Oh, we're watching the NFL Network. Okay.
Yeah. It says the Bears pick is in. Then you got Detroit, Vegas, Baltimore, and Denver.
You
So
want
who-
us? Did you ever find out what Denver got to move back with Carolina?
Nope. Or to move back with the Bears, obviously. Or
Well,
whoever.
no, it's not the Bears. It's Detroit.
Oh, we traded with Detroit.
Yeah, we traded with Detroit. Detroit came up to us.
Oh yeah, that's the pick 56. You're right. We're in 57.
Anybody in the chat know what we when we traded with Carolina, what we gave up or what we
Yeah, we gave up a chance to pick at 51. That's what we gave up. Dylan, I have been advocating for a wide receiver or running back this entire draft. However, I will give my take on the Broncos' first round draft pick, our cornerback. I will give you my take. Spence already gave his take at the beginning of the show. If you missed it, I'm assuming he will gladly repeat it after I give my take on it. So stay tuned. It's only 3 more 3 more segments away. And then we're going to be here for the duration of the second round. If Denver trades out of the second round, we will be going bye-bye. But
hey, Medungus, his comment there. So I guess no.
We got a 4th round for this Lions trade.
Go up 2.
They moved up 10 spots in the 3rd and 4th and moved back from the 6th to the 7th.
Okay.
So we moved up 10 spots in the 3rd and the 4th. Wow. So
essentially this, for us to drop back a total of about 11 spots, we moved up 10 in the 3rd, 10 in the 4th, and we got a 4th round draft pick.
But we dropped back. We're out of the 6th round. Now we're in the 7th.
No, we
dropped. Terrell Davis was drafted in the 6th, dude. So it can happen.
Oh, here's our trade. So
2nd round pick 60th, 4th round pick 130th. Lions get 57th pick from Denver and 230th pick from Denver. A 2nd and a 7th. We got a 2nd and a 3rd. I mean, a 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. So it essentially, we move back 3 picks and we pick up a 4th rounder. Not up. Wait a minute, Robert. What are you announcing trade for?
I think he's saying that we traded. I think that's what he's saying. Dylan is saying he's from Ohio, and the people from his work are pissed because they didn't get Travis Hunter.
You want to know something? Okay, I'm going to interject on this. I was waiting for it. Jacksonville is bragging. We got 2 for the price of 1. Guess what, Cleveland? You got 3. You got you got 3 great players with your 2nd round draft pick. You got a top running back. You got one of the best linebackers from UCLA. This kid, Schrindinger, I hope I said it right, was a walk-on at UCLA. I watched a lot of UCLA games. This guy would have been perfect for the Broncos. He fills in gaps. He hustles. He's everywhere. He covers running backs. So I think the Browns giving up Travis Hunter. I drop back.
He says, I'll drop back in when something breaks again. That's funny.
Should I break the glass? No.
I wouldn't do it.
No. All right.
Ooh, Medungus says Travis Hunter is overrated.
You know what? Okay, Medungus, I actually kind of agree. I've got questions for him at this level because in Colorado, again, when they played the top tier teams, they got blown out ridiculously. But when they played those same level or weaker teams, they dominated. And Travis Hunter, I'm not sold on Travis Hunter. And you know what? Jacksonville, bold move by a young GM who's trying to make a statement. Mortgaging your future. Yeah. Here's what I'm curious about, because Cleveland, I wouldn't be surprised, I know we're going on a Cleveland tangent, if they come after Sanders. I mean, they need a quarterback. I mean, you've got Deshaun Watson, you've got no one else.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Cleveland to make a bounce up to get potentially a quarterback.
Wow.
So
Sanders is still out there.
Sanders is still out there.
Bobby said Broncos need to draft a successor to Cortland Sutton since he might be gone next year. What do you think, Spence?
No, I don't think Cortland. I think the Walton family is going to take care of Cortland Sutton. They need to get what the Broncos need is they need a supporting wide receiver to take all the pressure off Sutton so that Sutton's not double teamed every single play and can flourish. I think if Sutton goes to a different team, that's going to hurt. He might make more money, but I think his longevity is going to suffer in the end. If he stays with
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just say, Medungus says crossing his fingers for Caleb Johnson. Who's Caleb Johnson? What position does he play? I want a wide receiver. I want a running back. That's who I want.
Well, you know the wide receiver I want.
Which is?
Bo Nix's buddy from Oregon.
That's what I say too. Tez Johnson.
Tez Johnson. You want to know something?
That's who I want.
All right. Who did the Lions?
He says running back out of Iowa is Caleb Johnson.
Okay, running. Let's see who the Lions jumped up here to get.
Dylan says, do you think Jags are going to get rid of Trevor Lawrence and get Shedeur Sanders to play with Travis? No? You don't think so?
No.
All right, here they come. Who do they get? I'm not turning the volume up.
No chance. Yeah, I agree. Oh, hey.
What?
Keith, welcome to the show.
Keith O'Donnell. All right. Nice to have you in the show, man. Cam Scatboo?
Cam Scatboo? Oh, is this Dylan? Is this you going through a buddy?
That's funny. Why do they got to take like 10 minutes to?
Hey, respect the military. Respect the military.
I don't have it on. I don't have the volume on. But I see it now. But yeah, no, I get it. But Sev. Hey, Sev, nice to have you in the chat, man. Nice to have you in the chat. Really do appreciate it, man. The Broncos trade all 3 picks this year for 20 picks next year.
All right, here we go. Who did the Lions? USA.
I can't do that. I don't have the thing, Mike. I mean, I could get out of it and go somewhere. I mean, go to it, but Bobby, who's Joe McCoy? Still hasn't been drafted, he said.
The Detroit Lions select a Brett Litz guard from Georgia.
So they jump up to get an offensive lineman. Interesting.
A guard. Maybe they thought Denver was going to take him. But then Denver wouldn't have traded if they're going to take him. So they probably thought that that somebody after him, like Vegas or Baltimore, was going to take him. Because that's who's on the board now is Vegas.
Interest. You would think to make a jump up like that, it's to get a skill player, but to get a guard, you know what?
Who is the guard? Is that for the Lions?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the Lions went Daniel got the Super Bowl. Did they lose because their offensive line was horrible?
No, they lost because their defense was horrible.
Then why would you go for offense?
Bingo.
That's my point.
A skill position on the defensive side. That's what you need. Well, you know what? I still root for the Lions all the time. Yeah. They haven't been to a Super Bowl yet. Why? Wait a minute. Are
you back again?
Early, because every time I jump in, they trade. So I'm jumping in early so that they don't trade this time.
Oh, hang on. The Raiders
pick is in.
So Jack and Rudy, here's your pick.
Well, Jack's not in the chat as of now.
Come on, Rudy. Who you want for this pick?
But he's not a Raider fan, even though he lives in Vegas.
Okay.
He's not a Raider fan. Okay, Bobby says, I can't wait to hear Deion Sanders explain why Shedeur has fallen or not been drafted.
Because everybody that was taken out of Colorado was overrated. That's why.
Yeah. Well,
bingo.
There you go.
I mean, okay, so there's Captain Jack. So think about it this way, right?
Where's Captain Jack?
He was right there in the Raiders section on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So think about it this way, right? Like I was huge on Ashton Genty being the Heisman, right? Mm-hmm. Why do you think Travis Hunter won over Ashton Genty? Like Ashton Genty had the second best season ever as a running back, right behind Barry Sanders.
True.
And then you have Travis Hunter, who wasn't even top 5 as a receiver or as a cornerback. But what did he have? He had media. He had marketing. He had Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
That's why he won Heisman. Heisman is like the Pro Bowl now. If you get name recognition, you win the Heisman.
Wide receiver, Jack Beach. Wide receiver.
Well, think about it. They got Geno Smith. You got to throw somebody.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
is wide receiver a need for the Raiders right now?
Yeah,
I don't know. Is he?
it is. I don't know if I necessarily like. I mean, it's fine for me not to like the pick. It's the Raiders. I hope they suck, but that one, I don't know. I don't like that pick.
I don't either. I don't either.
And by not liking the pick, I love the pick.
From a Broncos perspective, I love the pick. Great job, Raiders. From a Raider,
Yeah, way to go.
From a Raider and AFC West perspective,
Okay. All right. Let me get to the next topic before the Bronco pick, which is in a couple of picks, unless they trade back again.
Medungus is here with us. They're going to trade again.
No, they're not. I jumped in early so they didn't.
Okay. Last Wednesday, Gabriel Landeskog returned to the ice with the Colorado Avalanche to the thunderous ovation. Landy's last played for the Avalanche in 2022 Stanley Cup Championship. He had a serious knee injury that took 3 years to recover. Did you really have to go there, Spence?
Yeah, go Kings, go.
Unfortunately, the Avalanche lost in overtime to the Stars. Here's my thing. Regardless what happens to the Avalanche the rest of this playoff season, whether they move on or they're one and done. Point being is how awesome was that to see a guy who took 3 years in the making to come back, wanted to come back so bad. He could have retired. He could have easily retired, but he came back, wanted to play. Like I said, unfortunately, they lost, but what a great moment for the fans, for his family. His kids are standing there saying, "We love you, Daddy." His wife is crying, tears of joy. They had a little tribute thing during the first commercial break. He's waving to the fans. He's thanking them. He's going heartfelt. I mean, the emotion had to touch him. Did he lose a step and a skate and a speed coming out? I didn't see it. The guy is in top form like always. Hats off to Landeskog. That's why I wear my Avalanche hat. They played him all night in game 4. They're down 2-1, both losses in overtime. But any case, I know you're a Kings fan, KONA, but tell me what your thoughts are on that remarkable return.
No, you know what? The reason I love hockey is these guys can do on skates that we cannot even do on our own 2 feet. I love the sport. The very first sporting event I ever went to, Dad, you remember this, 1976, went to a Boston versus Kings playoff game, and he got seats second row behind the glass. And at age 7,
I was going to say, I graduated in 76.
Yeah, when the players came down there, I came down, and at age 7, I'm banging on the ice, and everybody's like, "No, don't do it, don't do it." The Kings scored 1 goal. They all came to that glass and banged on it right there where I was sitting. And my dad's like, "What did you do?" And answer the question, Rudy. I am answering the question.
He is. Relax, Rudy. Yeah, he is. Yeah. No, it's no, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. To see that emotion, what I love the best is what Bednar did. He put Landeskog to be announced last. They announced both. They announced one forward, 2 defensemen, the goalie, and then they announced Landeskog. It was electric. So electric. It was amazing. Absolutely,
he has meant so much to the Colorado franchise, and I want to support the Colorado franchise, but they're the Quebec Nordiques. I cannot support the Quebec Nordiques at all.
But every team, not every team, but a lot of teams move. Minnesota Vikings, not Vikings. The Minnesota Lakers went to LA. That's why they're purple and gold, the same as the Vikings colors. The LA Rams went to St. Louis and then back again. The Raiders have been all over the freaking world. They just go anywhere that somebody will build them a stadium. I mean, they went to LA, they went back to Oakland, they went back to LA, they went back to Oakland, now they're in Vegas. I mean,
yeah, but I got an ex-girlfriend who crushed my heart who's from Quebec, so I can never support the Colorado Avalanche, Quebec Nordiques, whatever.
Ooh, Madungus got mad. He went bye-bye.
I'm still here. I'm just doing something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
wait a minute. Hang on. Big E, do you know something? Are you coming from the future here?
The Broncos select R.J. Harvey out of Central South Carolina.
Who is
that's not
R.J.
in yet.
Harvey?
I have no idea. Dylan has asked me a question. Says, Bronco Bill, I want running back Caleb Johnson or Jadon Blue from Texas. You're in good company because Madungus wants Caleb Johnson as well. Me personally, I want Dez. I want not Dez. It's who is it?
R.J. Harvey is from University of Central Florida and is a running back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll be interesting.
But Central South Carolina. Oh, Tez Johnson. That's what I'm thinking of right there. Yeah, I would want Tez Johnson. I mean, the familiarity. If nothing else, it's the familiarity of the two working together in Oregon, and it's his brother. I mean,
It is.
They adopted him. His parents adopted him.
But here's the thing. When do you try to get him? I mean, will he fall to the third round? Will he fall to the fourth round?
But do you take that chance, though, Spence? Do you take that chance?
No. But I'm going to tell you this. Tez is going to help Cortland Sutton big time.
How do you figure?
Because he's going to take pressure. Cortland Sutton's going to get all the double teams.
That's true. That's true.
It's not enough, Dylan. Not enough.
Yeah. Keith O'Donnell says Tez Johnson is tiny.
You want to know something? Yes, but he's speedy and he is smart. And the thing is, chemistry works a lot better over size or speed or anything like that. If you've got good chemistry, right. I mean, you want to know something? Go to some of the best quarterback wide receiver connections. One of the biggest ones I remember was Steve Largent and with Seattle and Jim Zorn.
Right.
Steve Largent wasn't that fast, wasn't that big, wasn't that tall, but these two were on the same page about
smart.
everything, and he was always open. He was smart.
So that also ties into what you're saying about being tiny. Charlie Joyner, who I've had on the show a couple of times.
There you
Charlie
go.
Joyner was like 5'9", 5'10". He even self-admitted he wasn't fast. But he was quick, and he ran good routes. That's what you got to do. You got to run a great route if you're small. If you're tall and big, you like Cortland Sutton, you go up for the 50-50 ball, and you come down with it 9 times out. You're not going to do that with a tiny guy.
So let me ask you a question. If you get Tez Johnson, where do you play Tez Johnson?
Wide receiver.
No, duh.
Well, you asked me where I play him.
Well,
What
it's
do you
not
mean?
like I'm thinking a 5'8", 140-pound guy is going to play tackle.
Well, but so what are you asking? Are you asking?
What I'm asking is, if you have Tez Johnson on the field, who are you taking off of the field? Because he's not replacing Cortland Sutton.
No.
But they also have Marvin Mims. They also have Devon Vele. They've got Troy Franklin.
Vele.
You put him in a. I would say you put him in a package. I would say you put him in a package. Like you have 3 wide receivers and a tight end. You go wide receiver heavy. Oh, they took edge rusher Mike Green. Baltimore did.
That's Baltimore. Oh, that's all Baltimore needs is more defense. I'm not a Vele fan at all.
Wow.
I'm not.
Right. Dylan Coon says you take out Mims. He can't catch.
But he runs good patterns. By the way, go up to the previous 2. Jeff Lee, who's Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. Read it.
so I think if we get Tez Johnson paired with Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix, that's a good O-line. And with our D-line, PS2 and our new QB will dominate our
CB,
D-line. So I
cornerback.
feel like if we get Tez, we got it. Got a good.
We got it good.
No, go to the next one. He says year.
Oh,
I
got
just
a good
think Tez is a chemistry guy. He may not be your number 2, your number 3, or number 4, but he will fit the spot that is needed to give Bo Nix that comfort level. And
yeah.
that's just going to help. That's going to help alleviate pressure from Cortland Sutton to allow Cortland Sutton to be more of a dominant player.
Right,
Well,
but if he's not going to be wide receiver 2, 3, or 4, why would you use a 3rd-round pick on him?
That's
second-round
the
pick.
question.
Uh-oh, Denver's pick is in, guys.
Oh,
we go.
hang on. Here we go. Oh, Monty Ball?
Who says that?
That's who's announcing it.
Oh. Monte Ball. Oh, yeah, they said he was going to. I liked him. You know what would have been trip is if the guy it would have been
Come on, Monty.
Here it is.
Turn it up.
I got it.
Wisconsin Badgers, baby.
Come on, Caleb.
Can you hear it?
We got another one to the College Football Hall of Fame. We did it. Now, with that said,
RJ Harvey, running back.
Hang on.
Who said that?
NFL draft. The Denver Broncos select RJ Harvey.
RJ Harvey, running
Wait a
back.
minute. Was that you, Dylan, who predicted
No,
that?
that was Big E.
That was
Big E. Cheers to you, my friend. Good call.
Wow. Now, do you like that pick, Mike? Do you like that pick?
Dude, I don't know who it is.
No, I like it.
5'8", 140. Overall 79, athleticism 75, production 86. Wow.
No, I like that pick. I really do, because that's going to fit into Peyton's system, Sean Payton's
He's
system.
got good hands, too. Look at this. Pieces of the puzzle. Bo Nix, R.J. Harvey, Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Evan Ingram. Oh, baby. I like it. I like it.
He is going to fit in not as your primary running back, but as like a second down, third down running back who can run pass patterns and support everything.
There you go. Dylan
Yeah.
says R.J. Harvey stats, 232 carries, 1,577 yards, 22 touchdowns, averaging 6.8 yards a carry. Mindful, though, that's college. Cut that in half. Are you happy with that in his rookie year if you cut that in half?
I would say yes. And Dylan, remind me, I think UCF is in the Big 12. Badungus,
Yeah.
is that for you?
Who's UCF? University
Central
of
Florida.
University of
Central
Central Florida. So he's playing against top tier competition and having these stats.
Wow. Okay. All right,
So
but let's
I
hope
think-
let's hope they materialize in the NFL.
So good
No.
pass catching back, good running back, low to the ground, hit hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think okay, so who would you like? Who would you compare him to in the NFL now or years past? Terrell Davis?
Monty Ball. to be
Monty
fair.
Ball.
No,
Yeah,
Terrell.
No, seriously.
Monty Ball, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Monty
Okay.
Ball was a stud when it came to second and third down pass production as a running back.
Okay.
He wasn't your prime. Harvey coming in is not going to be your primary running back that you'll see on first and second down to pound the ball in there. He's going to be a strategic running back. Like if it's 2nd and 3, you bring him in.
Ooh. Dylan says C.J. Anderson.
That's who I was just going to say. C.J. Anderson or maybe even a little bit of Mike Anderson, too.
Oh yeah, both. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he's not going to be the guy 1st and 10. You give it to him to pound for 5 yards. You're going to give it to him on like a 2nd and 4 or a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 10 where you need that draw play where they're not expecting run. and he comes in and he sneaks those yards.
I think this is going to be a rotation with Estime at the start.
So who the Broncos cut then at running back? They can't keep 4 or 5, can they?
They'll probably keep 4.
Wow. Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Now, does Harvey start, or is it a running back competition to start the season?
I wouldn't say either one. I think it's going to be by committee.
Yeah, it'll be by committee, and I don't think Harvey will be your starter. Like first, we get the ball 1st and 10. Harvey's not your starting running back.
Okay. All right.
But he'll play. He's going to be your strategic running back that you're going to put him in strategic situations on 2nd and 3rd down. You may not see him as much on 1st down, but strategically 2nd and 3rd down.
Yeah, and he's going to be your guy on screens too.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. While we're in a commercial break, let me hit those.
Well, while we're in a commercial break and I look more up on Harvey, I'm going to head out.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude.
We're not that far away from the Broncos' 3rd round pick here. It looks like
I'm not jumping on for that because they'll trade again. So I'm not doing that.
No. Well, no. Let me ask you this: is this the point you take Tez, or do you try to get him in the 4th?
Oh,
I think they're going to go defensive line.
Agreed.
Ooh, all right. All right. Now we got to hang on to see this for sure. Okay. No doubt.
All right, guys. Have fun.
All right. See you, bud.
Peace out.
Okay. So going to the next topic, and that is, and this really works well because of what's not happened in the draft. The Atlanta Falcons are asking teams if they will pick up half of Kirk Cousins' contract. So far, no team has been willing to take on Cousins' $20+ million salary, which is half. Do the Vikings take Cousins back to mentor J.J. McCarthy, or does a team pick that up and not take Sanders?
Honestly, Cousins, done. I'm going to say this. Kirk Cousins, go join Aaron Rodgers and eventually some guy who destroyed the Broncos in the quarterback retirement home. You know what?
Quarterback retirement home.
Thank you for your participation. Move on. Go. You know, Atlanta, I understand why you brought him in. I understand why you paid him. He is done. He is not, I mean, he threw interception. The Atlanta Falcons had full control of the NFC South, and interception Cousins basically made sure that Atlanta would not make the playoffs, to the point where they had to start their rookie in game 13, week 13, week 14. I mean, he wasn't quite ready. Performed well, but Cousins, I think he's done. And for Atlanta to go out and say, here, we'll pay half, you take the rest. No GM is that dumb.
Yeah.
But
just wondering, because there was chatter about possibly going back to Minnesota on a 1-year deal to mentor J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, but a 1-year deal to mentor McCarthy, and you have to pick up another 17, 18 million. Yeah. That does not make business sense.
How about what Madunga just said? He said, I just had a thought about this. What if Denver also grabs Caleb Johnson, running back, with their next pick? Then what? Wait a minute. I understand what you're saying, but what message do you send the running backs we have now?
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to make it a full competition and really get everybody? I don't see it. Madungus, I see the thought and I see the direction you're going. But while you're creating competition, you're going to create animosity. Potentially.
Yeah, true. Dylan, going back to the Kirk Cousins topic just a bit ago, says, I think the Vikings should have kept Sam Darnold, but put a legendary quarterback with him to help him.
No, Aaron Rodgers would not go and play with him.
No. But
No.
Sam, my whole thing is I don't know why they even got rid of Sam Darnold to begin with.
Because I don't think Minnesota offered as much money as Seattle.
Well, that's true. Money does talk, you know.
Money, you want to know something? Sam Darnold had a career year. He had a pathetic ending, but a career year. Seattle was the first team to throw money on the table. I'm not a Sam Darnold fan, but you want to know something? When a team throws that much money, yeah. And
Minnesota
the salary, I was
couldn't
going to
afford
get to that. The salary cap issues. Seattle threw the money. Sam Darnold had to take the money and run. With his situation, he's approaching that 10-year where once you have played 10 years, you get fully vested in retirement. Oh,
Right.
yeah, Aiden, come on.
Elias
Come
DTTV
quick.
said, "Did Denver get good
Say hi to
picks?"
Uncle Bill.
Hi, Spencer.
Hey, Jaden.
Hi, Uncle Bill.
How you guys doing, man?
Good, how are you?
That's my
Good,
son
good.
Aiden, my buddy his buddy Henry, and his buddy Jaden. Say hi to Uncle Bill and
Nice.
everybody out there on Bronco Nation.
That's it, man. You guys are on. You guys are live, man. You're on the YouTube and Facebook and Twitter.
All
Or
right,
Twitter
tell
or whatever,
tell
so.
everybody there, who's your favorite football team?
Chargers.
Oh boy, you're
49ers.
what? No, get out of here. You're done. You're done. You're out of here.
Who did you say? I missed the second one.
49ers.
Oh,
These
eh,
kids.
it's all good. Hey,
Well, yeah.
Elias DTV says, "Did Denver get good picks in your opinion?"
I honestly, yes. Yes, they got
Kansas
probably
City got
one of the
defensive
best
tackle.
cornerbacks in the league. Was one of the best cornerbacks in the draft. That you want to know something? They had other needs, but when you have a cornerback of the quality of Jade Barron, who was available, cornerback was not a quote top need, but if you can have someone like that, it makes other things very necessity and very helpful. You get a running back who is. We do have a need at running back, but you want to know something? We got a strategic need. We got a need for a second, third down pass running back who can block. He can run screens. He can go out and pass patterns. He's not going to be the type of running back that you're going to hand off the ball and power up inside the tackles to get 4 or 5 yards. He's a strategic running back, and that perfectly plays into Sean Payton's needs. So Denver
traded back again.
Again. Madungus, you're not even on the show and they traded back.
Yeah, now they got the up now is the Eagles. Then you got the Giants, the Chiefs, the Browns, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Saints, the Bills, the Jets, and then Denver.
Who did they trade with? Did they trade with Buffalo?
I have no idea.
Because they slipped back 2 more picks. So that's interesting.
So that would be Buffalo then.
Well, no, you want to know something? I commend the Broncos for this because this is a strategic business opportunity.
They're getting a lot of draft picks. That's for
They're
dang
getting
sure.
you're building up. You don't have the need for the top caliber players, but what you're doing is you're building up equity.
There you go. Go Nuggets and Avalanche.
You want to know something?
Thanks,
Ellis. You and Bill and I had this topic when the Nuggets fired their coach. That was the end of their season. And you want to know something? I would love to see the Nuggets get back, but as soon as they fired their coach, their season was done because you just demoralized the culture of the team. Who cares that the coach and the GM were fighting and everything like that? The players were playing hard, but firing the coach just demoralized the team. And unfortunately, the Clippers are going to probably knock the Nuggets out. As for the Avalanche, Bill, you take it from there.
What can I say? We're 0-2 in overtime. So in order for the Avalanche to get to the second round, they got to quit playing in freaking overtime. You can't play in overtime. The other thing is, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't sugarcoat anything on this show. I'm not a homer. I love my Broncos. I love my Avalanche. I love my Cubs, but I'm not a homer. I'm a realist. And the realization is this: the Dallas Stars have figured out how to stop the Avalanche speed. And you know how you do that? You clog up the blue line. You stand at the blue line and force McKinnon to dump and chase. And when you do that, what happens is you got 3 guys on the line and 2 guys back. When they dump and chase, the 2 defenders go back and get the puck, and you don't have a freaking chance. The only way the Avalanche are going to win this game tomorrow and continue on and hopefully get the second round, they've got to win 2 out of the next 3 because they're down 3 games or 2 games to 1. So they got to win. No, they got to win 3 of the next 4, I should say. That being said, 2 of those games are in Dallas. It's going to be tough. I honestly, I'll be totally honest with you guys. I don't see it happening. Not the way they played the last 2 games. I don't see it happening. Fortunately, I see it's one and done.
I'll say this. I think they go get another one in Dallas. They played game 1. They played awesome. Game 2, they did play well. They just, that third period killed them. And
they gave up a goal with less than a minute to play. Come on.
The third period killed them. I've told you this offline and everything. My dream and my desire, and I think it's still possible, is that your Avalanche and my Kings are going to meet in the Western Conference Finals.
Well, you got a lot more confidence in the Avalanche than I do, because I'll tell you what, I've watched all 3 games and I was heartbroken 2 out of the last 3, the last 2 for sure in overtime. It's just, you've got mental breakdowns with the Avalanche. They, in the third period of last game on Wednesday, they went to prevent defense.
Yeah.
And it prevented them from winning in regulation, and they lost in overtime.
Hey, the Kings had that same thing in game 1. Madungas came in, and it's like when the Kings were up 5-1, Madungas said, "Oh, the Edmonton's going to come back." Guess what the Kings did? They went to prevent defense. 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, tied at 5-5. The Kings got a late goal and won. But in game 2, the Kings got a lead of 5-2. They didn't play prevent defense. They attacked, kept attacking.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
They hit and especially against teams like Edmonton and Dallas, both are offensive prowesses and can go on hot streaks, quick, fast, in a hurry. I mean, last year I made a wager for the Stanley Cup for Edmonton and Dallas. And Edmonton, they both faced in the Western Conference Final. Edmonton should have won the cup.
Yeah.
They had the cup. They had the cup. Yeah. And I had a lot of money coming. No. But I'll tell you this. Love the Broncos, but I could talk hockey all day long. Sorry, community, if we're boring you, but we're trying to stall because the Broncos time.
We cover a whole lot of things, and I got one last topic. But before that, Dylan said, Bronco Bill, do you think the Broncos are going to have a hell of a D-line this year, or do you think we're going to have a top 3 D-line? D-line, I don't know. As far as our defense overall, top 5, absolutely. No doubt about it, especially with the guys that we got from San Francisco, as well as the draft pick we got in Barron at corner. I think if Barron can even be in the shadow of what a PS2 is, we got a goal. We got a goal mine. We got a steal. I agree with that. D-line is a whole different story. I don't know if our D-line is going to be solid. It all depends on what we get in the draft, guys. It really does. It all depends on what we get draft. Maybe some trades or something, whatever. I'm not sure. But as of right now, I'm loving the fact that we're building up our back end of our defense. Well, PS2 is a shutdown corner. If this Barron kid can be a shutdown corner on the other end, who are they going to throw to? The middle of the field in linebackers, and that's where the Broncos have to improve.
I will tell you this. I haven't seen a lot of linebackers go. And so this is the one thing I keep harping on it. We need a linebacker who is versatile, not necessarily a run stopper, but more of if a talented running back comes out, we can cover him. If a tight end comes out, You can have coverage on him. That's the type of linebacker we need, is a run stopper. I'm trying to remember. There was a team who did that, who had so many cornerbacks that they put them in linebackers to be stoppers for tight ends and everything like that. I can't remember who that team was who did that, because they had so many great cornerbacks, and their defense was phenomenal because they stopped all the passing plays and the tight ends and running backs. That is, I think, our last hole we need to cover up on the defense. D-line, I think we're good. We're not great yet, but we're good.
Right.
A linebacker who can coverage and go side to side, that's what we need. And I don't know if there's anybody here in the draft that fits that goal, but Dylan's got an interesting question here.
Yeah. Let me get. I'll get to his question, and then I want to get to the last topic because we could talk about this virtually all the way up to maybe the next Denver pick. Dylan says, "What do you think about our tight end?" And I'm assuming he means Evan Ingram.
Go for it. You take that one. That's Walmart calling. They need to refill my beer. Okay.
I think the addition of Evan Ingram is fantastic in a lot of ways. One, he's experienced. Two, he knows Sean Payton and his system. And three, he's going to be a great mentor to the younger tight ends that we have, even the younger receivers that we have. He's going to be a great mentor. Why? Because he's fantastically great? Not necessarily, but more along the lines that he knows Sean Payton. He knows what Sean Payton wants. He knows how Sean Payton runs the system. And what better person to sit there and take a young kid under his wing and say, hey, listen, I know you may not like the way he does things, but he's a winner. He's a Super Bowl champion winner. He knows what it takes to get to that level. If you're willing to put the work in and listen to him and get to that next level, you can be part of this team. Otherwise, you're not going to be. And that's pretty much how it goes with Sean Payton. Either you're for me or you're against me. Either you're with me or you're on another team. You know, I mean, all we got to do is look back at Russell Wilson, and he shut down Russell. He shut down Russell Wilson's entourage. He shut down this. He shut down that. And Russell Wilson kicked and screamed. And guess what? Sean Payton said, see ya. Bye-bye. There's the door. You know what? Do you know the one thing that Bo Nix did? The very first thing that he did when he got there? He went to Sean Payton and says, I want to learn everything that I need to know to make this team better. Not to make myself better. He didn't put himself first. He said to make the team better. That is a person who wants to win. That's a person who wants to be there. Right? I agree.
Oh, I've got more kids. This is my grandniece Bellamy, my daughter JoJo, and her friends.
Dodgers fan?
Yeah, Chloe's a Dodgers fan.
It's okay. It's okay. You can be a Dodgers fan. It's okay.
I love Dodgers.
I'm not going to put you down. I wouldn't do that. No.
All right.
So,
what do we say to Uncle Bill?
Hi.
All the kids had to come say. Now
That's
you know.
Good.
Now you know. Everybody in the community, my house, JoJo, close the door, please. My house here in our community is known as Casa de la Chaos. So, Richie,
evening. What's going on, my friend? He's up in Canada.
So now we've got 3 girls, we got 3 boys, we got my wife's, my sister, and there's not enough beer to go.
Richie Rich says, Uncle Bill's like Grandpa Bill. I am a grandpa. My grandkids call me Papa, which I love. I think it's so.
I'm not ready to be a grandparent yet. Let's just get my kids.
So much fun. But you got kids, man. So it's all good.
I know,
all right.
And everything like that. But I will say this, Bill. The one thing you see what the Broncos' strategy is they're getting good culture guys. They could go for better talent, but they're building a culture. A winning culture, and they're not getting guys who have potential history or question marks, even though they're super talented. They're bringing guys who want to develop a culture that is going to be a winning culture where people want to come in here. Oh, Dylan, I can't get to that level, but you know what?
Dylan says, I'm 7 beers deep now. I'm lacking. I need more. Wow.
Well, no. Can you play the video?
I can. Hang on. Let me get out of here real quick. I can get
Dylan,
to that.
this one's for you. Typically it's for me, but we're going to play that for you.
All right, hang on. Here we go. Where is it? Hang on. Remember, I don't do this as well as fast as Mike does.
Everybody's humming the Jeopardy theme in their head.
Here it is.
To alcohol.
There you go.
There you go. Or I could do this one. Where is that? Is this it? This might be it. I'm not sure. If it's not, I'll stop it. Touchdown! That's where you drink the beer.
You want to know something, Dylan? Look, I want you to take over what I had started. You want to be the community drunk? You want to drink more beers than me? Do it. Take it over. I bequeath that power to you. Do it, my man. Show us that enthusiasm. Cheers to you, Dylan.
Madungus says, I better not be a grandpa for at least 5 to 6 years or my number of children will drop. Wow.
Okay.
Talking murder.
I know.
That's not good, Madungus. You could go to prison for life.
Shh. We can't be
and then you won't be married. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I won't be saying it.
All right. 7 picks away from the Broncos' 3rd round pick coming up.
What? Dylan says, well, Bill is kind of old, so he has a short attention span. Wow. What did you say? I forgot.
You said you're kind of old. Not old. You're kind of old.
Oh, my guys, I bet they would fetch a good price on the black market.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Let's go back before the Broncos pick here in 7. And once the Broncos pick, we're out of here, guys. So stick with us. We might be here. This might be a 2-hour show.
Hang on. I want to hear the Browns pick here.
What a dumb name, huh? Name it after your owner? Really? You can't come up with a better name?
No, I was thinking the Browns might have selected Schroeder Sanders with that pick, but I guess not.
Pick? Oh, tight end.
A tight end.
Harold Fannin. From Bowling Green. And all right. Wait a minute. I don't get this one. Richie Rich says, Dylan, that's not true. Bill just gets distracted by the wheel of fortune. I don't even watch that show. I don't even like that show. You know what show I do like though? I love Price is Right. Those guys are so freaking stupid. You know, $23,000 on a $55,000 car or whatever. You know, it's like stupid. Wow. Spence says, I'm never going to take over because I'm diabetic now, so I can't drink all the time. There you go. Okay.
There you go. You know what, Dylan? Mad respect for you. Take care.
Yep.
All
right. So,
the Raiders.
Last topic before we get to the Bronco.
Hang on. Let's see if the Raiders. I'm curious if they would take Sanders, even though they have Geno Smith here.
Who's this guy coming up? I got it on silent. So
it's Steve Wisniewski.
Oh, wow. You know, without shoulder pads, without a helmet, these guys don't really look that big.
No, he looks big. Steve Wisniewski, he still looks.
I mean, you know, when you got pads on, you know, shoulders are way out to here. You know. Can you imagine if he dressed up like one of them guys on the Raiders with all them spikes, dude? That'd be freaking crazy, huh? Would you shut up and just get to the pick? Oh my gosh. This is what I hate about it. They all got a
Darren Porter, good pick.
How do you know? How are you ahead of me?
No, because No, I will tell you this. I have a neighbor who lives down the street who's a huge Iowa State Cyclone, and he was hoping that they would get this guy for the Broncos because they really liked him.
Yeah, well, if they liked him, they should take him the first one instead of Barron.
No, Barron's a much deeper competition.
Okay. Speaking of Barron, the last topic. Here it is. Before we get this, the last topic before the Broncos draft, if they don't trade back. Denver selected in the first round, the Broncos selected at number 20, cornerback Jahdae Barron with the first round selection. Listen to this. This is key. Barron played smothering coverage. Who's that sound like?
PS2.
Okay. Underneath, solid. Fueled by route recognition and footwork and play strength. Who does that sound like? PS2. PS2 is smothering coverage. He works great underneath. He's fueled by route recognition. He can see where the receiver's going, and he stays in his hip pocket, so to speak. And PS2's footwork and his play strength is key. That's exactly what Barron has. What do you think of that pick now?
No, I already voiced my opinion first, but I'll let you go take the lead on this topic here.
When I saw the pick, I was semi-disappointed. I wanted a wide receiver. I wanted a sexy guy. I wanted a wide receiver. I wanted a running back. I wanted somebody who's just going to light up the football field right out of the gate. But then when I started doing my homework on this guy, I'm like, whoa, this guy is, if he's not a clone of PS2, which I'm not going to go there, I'm not going to say that yet, but if he can even be somewhat close to him, be a shadow similar to PS2 in his second year or third year or whenever, we got a gem, dude. We got a gem. Because if you got a shutdown corner in PS2, remember, PS2 went to the Pro Bowl his first year, went to the Pro Bowl his second year, was voted Defensive Player of the Year. If this kid can get a glimpse of what that looks like, and PS2 can work with him and teach him Sean Payton's way of schooling, so to speak, Sean Payton's way of NFL greatness, dude, we could have the two best corners in the entire NFL. You talk about no-fly zone part 2? This might be no-fly zone part 2 on steroids. That's what I think about this pick. I think it's fantastic. I think it was a steal at 20. I think a lot of guys never saw this coming. Other teams never saw this coming. I think it was an absolutely brilliant move by the Broncos to get this kid. Like the Broncos got PS2 when a whole lot of people didn't want him. I did. But when a lot of people didn't want PS2, look what he's turned out to be. If this kid can be anywhere close to PS2 and he takes him under his wing, takes Barron under his wing, mentors him, gets him in the right mindset, mind frame, oh my gosh, with the two guys we got from the 49ers and this kid, I'm excited. I really, really, really am excited. And I normally don't get excited about non-flashy guys. But when we got PS2, I was excited because he's flashy. Then we got Bo Nix, and I was like ecstatic because we got our quarterback. Now I'm just as excited about this kid because I got high hopes for him. Really got high hopes. And I know that Denver would not have taken him at 20 if they didn't feel the same way.
So this was one of those things that opportunity fell right into the Broncos' needs. Okay.
Rich, how's your wife feel about you wanting sexy guys? It's a terminology when it comes to flashiness or people that you want to see on the football. You know, people want to see offense. They want to see running back and wide receiver and quarterback. So there you go. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Are we going to need to play Frankie Goes to Hollywood? I'm too sexy for this show. Too sexy for this show.
I get, yeah, maybe we should.
There you go. No, you want to know something? This didn't fit into the Broncos' initial plans. because
think so?
this was not a need for them. But the way the draft set up, the way things were going, this was a great choice. You had cornerback was not a top need, wasn't one of the essential 4 needs for them right now. But now you bring in a guy who is the top cornerback for this draft, a good culture guy, someone who's going to learn, someone who's going to develop. Now you put a situation where there is no one who is going to want to pass the ball on this defense. Right. Initially was shocked, but like Bill, I agree too. The more you research this guy and the more you put the pieces together, this is going to create a new type of defense, not an orange crush, an orange demolition that is going to stop these teams. Again, who do they have to go through to get to the Super Bowl? You got to go through Kansas City, stop that air attack. You got to go through Baltimore, stop that air attack and stop the running attack. You've got to go through Buffalo. Buffalo is all air attack. You got to go through Bills Chargers, stop that air attack. You got to go through Cincinnati, who is a pass air attack.
Houston too.
Houston's not as strong, but they've got an air attack. A strong defense can supplement any kind of offense. Just getting stronger, and you're getting younger, and you're not affecting cap space. Now, if you want to look at this long term, in 4 or 5 years, the Broncos are going to have a lot of decisions to make. But for the time being right now, putting this guy in here who is going to supplant a need for the Broncos facing these tougher turns.
Richie Rich says, go ahead and read it.
Spence, my concern is the run. That is where I think this next draft pick might be.
But we got a running back. We got our running back.
No.
Yeah, we did.
My concern is the run. Oh, no. Okay. Rich,
you mean for our running game or defending it?
Yeah, that's the question, Rich. Is it your running game or run defense? Stopping the run.
There you go. Stopping.
And that I thought was the top need of the Broncos. A linebacker who can stop the run and also play pass defense. That's why this pick coming up here in 3 picks might be interesting. There may be. I wanted that linebacker from South Carolina. I thought he would have filled in perfectly, and he just went a few picks ago. But it's going to be interesting. Who's available? Dylan, I love Dylan's long comment that he's got there.
I'll get to that in just a second. Whoa.
Yeah.
Richie Rich says he's not a fan of the, quote, midget we got at running back. Wow.
You want to know something? You need a scat back.
Wow.
I think he fills a need in Sean Payton's system. In an overall aspect of NFL expectations for a running back, you have a point. But in Sean Payton's system, he fills a need. Do you think Cortland Sutton, if he wanted guarded up the ass by people, and he was able to get open, then he would be a better wide receiver? Or do you think if we add a rookie running back, wide receiver to this, then Cortland Sutton would? You want to know something?
Would be right. Hang on. Would be right here. Would be a mentor to him.
Yes. No, I think Cortland Sutton needs someone who's going to take attention off him. Okay.
Wow. Real quick before you end, John Ryan, hi from United Kingdom. Wow.
John, how you doing?
Much. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, John. It's almost 3:00 in the morning. Which pub are you still at, or are you just having a good time?
Wow, that is so
Welcome
cool,
to the
John.
show.
Thank you
Thank you.
very, very much for chiming in. Really greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Means a lot, man. Means a lot. Go ahead, Spence. When you were talking about the Cortland Sutton.
No, Cortland Sutton needs a running back or wide receiver who's going to take more attention away from him. Cortland Sutton gets double teamed a lot.
Is
So
that
that
Tez
makes-
Johnson? Is that a Tez Johnson guy or somebody else?
No, I think it is a Tez Johnson guy because of the chemistry he has with Bo Nix. I think Tez Johnson, coming from that complicated system in Oregon, is going to take on a lot of needs and fill in a lot of holes in the Sean Payton system.
Oh, he's throwing this barbs at you. He says, Spence, we have 2 scat backs already on this roster.
Well, you can never have enough running backs.
But here's the thing. Got to remember, Sean Payton is in that war room with George Payton and Greg Penner. That's the three-headed brain trust monster. They're picking who Sean Payton wants. Sean Payton is picking these guys. No doubt about it. So if Sean Payton likes this kid at running back, he sees something that he can use with his system. That's what it's about.
And we talked about this earlier, competition does help the culture a little bit. And
Ooh.
yes,
Wow,
you got
that's
3
a fast pick by the Bills. Denver's only 2 away, and then the show's done, brother. How do you like that? Well, maybe. unless
Okay,
they trade
Madungus,
back.
are you jumping back in or waiting until this happens?
Dylan, if the Chargers quarterback gets hurt, will I take over? Dude, if they pay me, they can pay me $1 million. I'll take a freaking hit, go down like down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier, down goes Bill. Yeah, I will take that for $1 million. Oh, yes. Oh, you got that right. No doubt about it. I'll even, for $1 million, I'll wear the freaking jersey and take a hit. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's out there that wants to give me $1 million to wear a Chargers jersey and get hit, I don't know. Maybe I won't be alive.
Another edge rusher went from Arkansas to the Bills. So
what? What happened?
Edge rusher goes to the Bills with the 72nd.
Oh yeah,
pick.
Landon Jackson. Hey, that's Spence. That's McDougall's son's name's Landon. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So who you guys in the chat, who do you want to see drafted, or what position or what player?
This is cool because I've always dreamed of this. Seriously, Dylan, I've always dreamed of this.
Yes.
Says Bill, if they offered you $400,000 a season, would you be a Broncos water boy? Oh, heck yeah, I would. No doubt. Are you kidding me? I'm 66 years old. I'll go carry whatever they want me to carry. I'll carry a guy's jockstrap. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? $400,000 a year. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, yeah. In a microsecond. In an absolute microsecond.
So the Jets pick is in. So the Broncos are on the clock.
Next. Yep. Who's Billy Bochy? Billy Bochy? Bucci? Billy Bosch?
Billy Boucher.
Who's that? What's Boucher mean?
Really?
I don't know.
You didn't watch the movie Waterboy?
I don't watch movies. I'm not a movie guy. I mean, I'll watch some. I watched Caddyshack. I watched
Rich, I got your back. I know of Billy Boucher.
No, I don't. I don't watch movies. I saw
All right.
Look in the Bandit. I like that movie.
All right, the Broncos are on the clock
quarterback
here with the 74th overall pick.
Oh, they just traded again. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, you know why they didn't trade? Because Madungus didn't jump in.
Good point. Good point. All right, Denver's on the clock. I'm going to ask you this, guys, out there in the chat, and you, Spence, primarily. Where does Denver go? Defensive line. Hang on. Defensive line. Offensive line. Running back or wide receiver.
I'm saying either offensive line or linebacker.
Why?
That fills a need.
Okay.
Both of those are those. Right now, I see those as the top needs for the Broncos.
Okay. And if they go linebacker, who do you want? Wait a minute. We already got that linebacker from San Francisco.
Right, but his his coverage.
Ooh, I like Dylan's comment. Come on, Tez Johnson. That's what I'm talking about right there. But if they take Tez Johnson, dude, you're gonna hear me erupt. I'm gonna go, yeah. Oh yeah.
You want to know something? I would love to see it.
You want to put money on that, Dylan? Not that we're actually gonna, have a money transaction.
Oh, pick is in. The pick is in.
Oh, that was quick. Here we go. I'm gonna turn it up.
Switch to the NFL Network. They're a little bit faster.
I'm on there. But
they're on the commercial.
Right now.
Oh, hey, the LTB podcast, PR. Welcome to the show. Hello, how are you?
LTB podcast. All right. Nice to have you, man. Nice to have you. Thank you so much for chiming in. Love it. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Really do appreciate it.
LTB broadcast. Broncos are about to make their pick. What position you think they're going to go with? Let us know your thoughts on that one.
I threw it out there and said defensive line, offensive line, running back, or wide receiver.
And my thought is they're either going to go offensive line or linebacker. And everybody is thinking Tez Johnson, the wide receiver from Oregon.
Well, that's offensive line. Center's offensive line.
There you go.
Dylan says, if we get Tez Johnson, I'll down a whole bottle of... Whoa.
Now, wait a minute.
A whole bottle of moonshine? Holy crap.
Is this traditional?
You won't be alive, Dylan, to know what happened.
Dylan, is this traditional 95% alcohol moonshine? Come on.
Oh, man. So we got, in the first round, pick 20, we got Jahdae Barron. Round number 2, pick, I missed it. We got running back in, what was the name? 95%?
Yeah, that's moonshine. Traditional moonshine is 95% alcohol.
Mike, we're still live because the Broncos' third round pick is in. We're going to discuss it for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're done. So this is going to be a 2-hour show, buddy.
Yes.
But you know what, Mike? You and I did a 3.5-hour show last night, so this is a lot shorter. Just saying. Oh, and then tomorrow we got the Avalanche game, which is another 3.5-hour show.
You know why the Broncos didn't trade their pick? Madungus didn't jump in. There we go.
Wow. Well, you got a good point there.
I
ain't going to pull no 20-hour show.
I would do it. Count me in. I would do it.
Gosh, dude.
Now,
that'd be insane.
I might have significant repercussions from my wife and my kids, but I would do it.
You would have some severe repercussions from your wife, your kids, and your parents.
Yeah, that too. By the way, Rich has a comment from you.
Nursing homes won't allow it. I can try and get some permission, So Dylan says, I work tomorrow, so if I do this, I'm going to be sick. I would be sick too if I did it. All right, here we go. See, we got linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Here we go.
Come on. All right, enough of the commercials.
Come on, Tez. I really don't think we're getting Tez Johnson. I really don't. I would love it if we did. I just don't think we are. 24-hour show, and then Bill has to jump on the neighborhood right afterwards. Oh, great. Thanks, McDongus. That would kill me. After my wife killed me.
All right, here we go.
Dylan says he's only doing that bottle if we get Tez Johnson. So here it is.
Well, here comes the announcement.
Who's Monty Hall again?
Yeah.
Monty Ball again. There it is.
Ooh.
What?
Listen.
Ooh. Oh. He just blasted the Packers on Super Bowl 32.
Pat Bryant, wide receiver. Whoa.
Pat Bryant, wide receiver,
Told you, wide receiver, baby.
Pat Bryant.
They said excellent size.
6'2".
6'2", 204. He's a 4'6", 40-yard dash, dude. That's freaking quick.
Hmm.
I like it. I like it.
All right, yeah.
I like it. I like it. They just said he's going to fit extremely well in Sean Payton's system.
Yep, they did. Interesting selection. Madungus loves that pick.
I love it.
I just got to be honest. I don't know the background of Bryant. So I don't know. 4'6" for a wide receiver is not fast. I agree.
Big E, we're doing great. We're about ready to wrap up the show. We're at the second witching hour. We're at the 2-minute mark. We are going to close it out. Go ahead and give me your final thoughts, Spence, on all 3 picks the Broncos got in the first 2 days with our cornerback, our running back, and now our wide receiver. What do you think the Broncos' grade should be in the first 3 picks?
First 3 picks, A minus, B. And I'm only giving this 3rd round pick a B because I don't know him.
Biggie.
And I wish, you know what? I wish the Broncos would trade up and maybe get another pick.
No more rounds tonight, Dylan. No more rounds. Not tonight.
And you know what? This was one of the other linebackers who just went to the 49ers, who I was taking a look at, Nick Martin. So, you know what? I will tell you this. Sean Payton knows what he's doing. I deferred to him. No matter what I think or what I say or what I want, he is building a culture of success. And he's probably what he's doing is he's getting good culture guys, not top caliber skilled guys, but good culture guys who will fit in and develop from there. So the Broncos, hey, I'm going to say this, Bill. This was a lot of fun tonight doing the show like this, where we got to do round 2 and round 3 and got both Bronco picks in, even though there was a lot of trades.
And we had topics.
And the most important thing, we had you in the community. We had a buddy from UK. I think that was John Ryan who jumped in. And you know what? Thank you guys for listening to our show and participating and be a part of it. We try to get all your comments. We try to get you involved as much as we can. And if we have to change topic, we thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Yeah, one final thing I want to say is, guys, I have to go along the same lines as Spence. You guys in the chat are the backbone of the show. If we did this without anybody in chat, it would not even be fun to do. I did that for a long time when I would record the show, but doing it live and having you guys part of the show is like a bunch of guys just sitting around talking sports, having a fantastic time, ribbing each other, enjoying each other's company. And guys, you are the absolute best. Do you want to go down the list, Madungus, and give a shout out to those in the chat, or do you want to just call it a 2-hour and 3-minute show?
No, we got to give everybody a shout. We'll start with Robert. Robert, thank you so much. Hopefully you had fun with your Bronco Buzz. Clayton, always appreciate you chiming in there. Madungus. Oh, Madungus.
It is.
Yes, Madungus. Thank you, and thank you, Madungus, for jumping in. I will say this: we love having people jump in with us, be part of the discussion. So we appreciate that. Robert Moreno, thank you so much for your comments. Rudy, always love having you being part of the show. Biggie Bronco, what is up? Thank you so much for your comments and your feedback and being a part of the show. D-Rog, appreciate you being part of the show. Let's see. Dylan, thank you so much. Dylan, you didn't have to do the moonshine. You survived.
Exactly.
And,
Keith O'Donnell, too.
Keith O'Donnell, going down the list here. Keith O'Donnell, Cam Skittaboo.
Sevlocks.
Sevlocks Hood Tales, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We really do appreciate it. Rudy, of course, love having you guys all be a part of this. Dylan, especially.
Oh, I didn't see this one. Jeff Lee. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jeff, I missed it. Glad you were in the chat as well. Appreciate it.
And Keith O'Donnell, thank you for being a part of the show. We really do appreciate it. Let's see. Did we get everybody?
Not yet. Elias DT.
Ellis DTTV. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We really appreciate you chiming in and being part of the discussion. Richie Rich, appreciate that. Thank you so much for your comments. And we
got to give that huge shout out to the one from UK right here. John Ryan.
Thank you so much for listening to us late night.
All the way from UK. Wow, that's pretty
UK.
awesome.
Well, the pubs don't close until 4 a.m. in UK. So
yeah, but that is cool though. That is cool. Because I mean, think about all the things he could be doing, like sleeping, and he's jumping in. That's fantastic.
And also the LTB podcast, PR. Thank you so much for jumping in and being a part of the show. We thank you.
LTB, Let's Talk Broncos. That's what that is. It's called Let's Talk Broncos. All right, Spence. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. This was a lot of fun. We got to do two different things in the same show. We got to do the topics. We got to do the second and third round of the draft. We got a running back, which I wanted. We got a wide receiver, which I wanted. I am ecstatic. Spence, take us out as we close out this week's Friday's show. Before that, guys, there's shows Monday through Friday throughout the entire week on MHRT. Pick and choose whichever ones you want. Subscribe and support each and every one that you like. We really do appreciate it. Guys, we will be back next Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for the Broncos Buzz. And you can count on a lot of emotion and a lot of topics. Spence, go ahead and take us out, my friend.
Bronco Nation, you guys have a great weekend. I'm switching over to Kings Nation on TNT. Go Kings, go! Have a great weekend, Bronco Nation.
Go Avalanche. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street. Bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down 'cause the